Hello everyone, this is White Wolf and we're going to be going live this evening. I couldn't go live earlier because the internet connection failed on me, so let's just see if the internet keeps up and that it's good right now. So let's just get this live going, and I have some announcements at the end of this live that I'll give to you guys and letting you guys know about some of the things that I'll be doing and some of the things that I'll have going. But I wanted to talk about being the creation itself. I know I always talk about allowance. I always talk about allowing things to happen, allowing things to flow. But what if in this moment you could just be the existence itself, the creation itself, the emulation of source energy itself, and allow yourself to be the creation that you want to become in that moment, to have that vision, to have that download within yourself, to really know yourself and live it and be it and walk in it, and allow yourself to become the creation that you're searching for, to become the creation that you're desiring, but also allowing your passion, your desire, your emulation of source energy, the love that you have in yourself, the desire that's inside of yourself, but also the understanding that you can be the creation at this exact moment, so that you can give yourself that activation, so you can give yourself that transmutation of source energy, but also you can allow yourself to let go of the toxic natures, and you can also let go of the emotions that are not supporting you. But you can develop a new support system within yourself, and you can allow yourself to become the creation itself. The creation wants you. The creation wants to become you. The manifestation of life is you. That's the illusion to see through. So allowing the creation is being the creation. And when you are being the creation, you are allowing yourself to create within the midst of the creation as it's unfolding. And that's what the beautiful thing is that we're able to create at such rates and speeds, and being able to know ourselves, being able to discern, being able to allow, being able to emulate, and be able to represent, but also maintain that relevancy. Always focus on what's relevant. Always focus what's in the present moment. And understanding that you can allow yourself to not subject yourself to stuff that is not allowing you to transform or develop. Allow yourself to always develop and progress, and always have a sense of being the creation itself. Because when you allow yourself to do this, it will allow you to break through so many thresholds, break down so many barriers, break down so many cages that you're locked in, and it'll allow you to open up so many doors when you're allowing yourself to be the creation. So it's a living affirmation that you're walking in, but it's also a declaration of free will. Because free will is allowing the creation to be itself and how it unfolds and transforms and tries to find different configurations of energies. So you can find your own system. You can literally be your own system as energy. And when you allow yourself to do that, it's complete allowance, it's complete reception, and it's complete understanding of just being the creation itself. So always understand that being the creation itself is always a choice. It's always a choice of how you go about things. It's always a choice how you experience life. And it's always a choice to know yourself fully in every single moment, so that you can be calm and collected and direct with everything that you're experiencing. And then you'll be so edgy, and you'll be so excited to do things, and you won't have to search for the excitement. And you will feel this passion, this flame, this desire inside of yourself to always want more from your own heart, because you're tapping into your heart, aligned with the gut and aligned with the mind, so that there's full coherence. And when you allow yourself to do that, you're allowing yourself to really know the person that you're trying to be parallel towards, because there's so many different parallel aspects and parallel realities that we're tapping into. So it's just finding out and fine-tuning which parallel realities, configurations, and different energetic signatures that you want to tap into at this exact moment. So you're allowing yourself in that moment to not speak something into existence necessarily, but to literally quantum leap and to ascend billions of light years in 1 nanosecond. By saying that, because you're letting go of anything that is not allowing you to progress and grow and become. Because it's coming completely from the heart. It's coming completely from your truth. And it's coming completely from the authenticity of that courage, of that faith, of that direct perception of the Oracle of Bloodline Wisdom. So that was my opener for this live. I hope you guys are doing. I'm finally able to go live. I haven't gone live in like 3 days because of 4th of July, and I'm kind of glad that it's over, because I was tired of hearing fireworks and stuff like that. But it's good to see you guys. And I also wanted to let you guys know that I have a psychic class for $100. that you guys can take for like 3 days. You get an hour and 30 minutes worth of content, law of subtraction, manifestation, tapping into nature's frequencies. And also you can book private sessions if you guys are interested for 1 hour for $70, $60 for an hour for healings, activation codes, downloads, and 30 minutes for $40. And also with this live, I wanted to really get to the bottom of, because I always talk about allow this, allow for reception, allow for that, allow for this, allow for that. And it's a beautiful word, but becoming it is more powerful. Being it, walking in it, expressing it, having that aligned vibrational attitude towards everything literally changes the flavor of your life. And it literally puts it in a completely different perspective. It allows you to see it from a different vantage point, but allows you to always be open to so many different views and truths and energies, and really not tripping over yourself, but leaping over yourself. Because in life, usually we trip over ourselves, but if we can quantum leap 20 feet, and then 30 feet, and then 40 feet, and then 50 feet, and then 60 feet, see how fun it is to really quantum leap into this parallel reality, into this aspect of myself, into this aspect of my personality. Becoming it is more powerful than just allowing it. Allowing it is the first step, but being it makes it more tasteful, makes it more fruitful, and makes it more exciting. Because you literally are giving yourself a guided meditation. You're giving yourself that transformation and that activation within yourself, because you're changing the way that you're phrasing something, but also you're changing the way you live, the way that you see, the way that you speak, because everything has power. And you think about it in that way, every single thing that you do, every single thing that you're experiencing, every single thing that goes on within your life has something to do with the spiritual origination of where you came from. So if you understand this and you get to a grounded form within this, you allow yourself to say, becoming it, allowing it, knowing it, and walking fully in it is more powerful than just saying, I allow this to happen. But being it and vibing it and loving it and allowing it to unfold allows you to become it. And that is kind of like a mic drop if you think of it. It's kind of like you just take that moment and you're like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this reality. I'm done with the way I'm meditating like this. I'm done with this healing modality that I've been doing and I don't resonate with it anymore. And you're like, I want to become this new self. I want to become this new energy. I want to become this new wealthier person. And literally, if you do this within your meditations, instead of just allowing something to happen, why don't you be it? Why don't you love it? And why don't you become it? And then feel into the energy of that imagination and visualization, and feel as if you're immersed in the experience of that direct perception of really knowing yourself very fully. And make it fruitful. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're buying a lottery ticket and winning that lottery ticket. But whatever it is, you have to completely feel like you quantum leaped into a brand new version of yourself, but also a brand new timeline, a brand new experience. Because you're making everything so present, you're literally tapping into the future. And I know that this message isn't like complex and it's not so in-depth, but sometimes it's the simplisticness of spirit and the serenity in that, and the serenity in not being so complex or technical. Sometimes we can get too technical. Sometimes we can get too complex. But sometimes we'd have to break it down in a grounded form and allow ourselves to just channel it here and now, and allow ourselves to imbibe it here and now, and then just become it, and then transform with it, and then direct everything through that lens. And if you just have that clear perception and that clear direction, and you realize that everything that you're doing and everything that you're changing and morphing into, you're really transcending the catalyst. You're transcending the way that experiences and circumstances are being attracted to you, but you're also transcending how you have relationships, because you're not just jumping into relationship from relationship, rather it's friends or family or love partners. You're choosing the relationships that are going to be more beneficial to you, because you realize that certain relationships and certain configurations of energy will not serve you. So it gives you a level of discernment when you are being the creation, because you're tapping into awareness. And then you're tapping into the twin heart, which is coherence. And then when you have coherence, you're allowing yourself to have thoughts for yourself. Instead of having so many different thoughts come in, so many negative things come in, you're literally a projection of happiness. You're a projection of bliss. You're a projection of energy, proper energy, and genuine love. So when you are channeling from a genuine source of energy, it will always come from a place of love. It will never come from a place of vanity or ego or lust or wanting to take something, because you literally understand that this is a purified ego. By being the creation, I don't have to allow my ego to deceive myself or my thoughts to deceive me, that I can't allow myself to be this, because then you have changed the definition of allowance. So you're not easily swayed, you're not easily manipulated, you're not easily hypnotized by hypnotic programming. And then you're able to just kind of, just like a windshield wiper, or like Mr. Miyagi, wax on and wax off, right? I think that's what it's called. And that's how we have to be with certain energy. It's like, okay, this person feels a certain way. I don't have to agitate this person. I don't have to get a rise out of them. I don't have to make them mad. I may feel a certain way about this, but I can just kind of wax that on and wax it off. Wax on and then wax off. Because you're putting a barrier, you're putting a shield over yourself, and you're putting this energy of bliss over yourself to not feel as if people are trying to infiltrate the impenetrative awareness. Because there's so many things in life that tries to make us not become the creation. We have circumstances, we're moving, we have relationships or marriage, or you guys are in college. Some of you are from so many different age groups, and some of you are going through so many different things that tries to tell you that you can't become the creation. And that is absolute, utter horse manure, okay? Because you can always become the creation if you find your subtlety, if you find your sweet spot, if you allow yourself to find that place to where you are able to separate yourself from the illusion. But it's not a separation of humanity, but it's finding the inseparability within yourself to not allow that stuff to latch onto you, to not allow that stuff to affect you, and to not allow that stuff to become a source of creation that's not allowing you to change the energy around you. Because we all have the ability to do that, but we have to learn about that, you know? And it was funny because I was wearing my hat backwards earlier, and my guides were like, you need to wear your hat frontwards, because they wanted me to change the energy. So it's like simple things like that. It's kind of like your spiritual hygiene, you know? Sometimes you need to take a bath with an Epsom salts, and sometimes you need to change up the energy. If you were watching a certain TV show, that could be infiltrating your energy. Or you could be around a certain set of people. So all of these things try to throw us off our game. They try to not allow us to become the creation itself. So what we have to do is we have to look it directly in the face, and we have to put up this shield. No matter if there's so much stuff coming at you, there could be your boss screaming at you, it could be your family, it could be thought forms trying to come in, or psychic interference, and you say no in authority. You literally say no, and then it's almost like this wind gust of power and authority and discernment comes over you, and you're like, no, I'm not for sale. This energy is not yours, and you may not have it. And that's how you have to be, guys. And I can't stress it enough about, you know, psychic protection, or even just, you know, going outside just for a little bit, or just changing the energy, changing the vibe, changing the way that you do something. And we're also going to be doing, I think, a meditation. It could be healing energy. My guides haven't really gave me the okay for it. But what I want you guys to understand with this live is it's not denouncing the word allowance, But it's really just reaffirming and changing the terminology, changing the definition, and changing the expression of allowance. Because when you're being it, you've already allowed it. So there's no need to say, I allow for this. It's helpful, but make it a little more powerful or palatable and stuff like that, because you're changing the energy of it, you're changing the technicality of it, and you're changing the spirituality behind it. And it makes it more vast, and it makes it more expansive, and it makes it more understanding and loving and unconditional within yourself. Because love has no condition. Love doesn't have a condition. And if we love unconditionally all the time, everywhere, all at once, we are tapping into simultaneity. So simultaneously, we're always becoming that extension of source energy all the time. So it's really just understanding where we are at. What is the energy around us? And what are we surrounding our energy with? And who are we surrounding our energies with? And also, are we really allowing ourselves to just become the things that we want to become? Are we selling ourselves short? Are we putting our dreams and our desires on the back burner? Are we trying to force ourselves to think a certain way? But there is a good way to force yourself to do things. And it's just becoming it. It's imbibing it. It's knowing it. It's walking in the truth and the safety and the security of it, and imbibing it completely and giving yourself to that, so that you can unleash the power, so that you can feel into the power, because you have to know what power feels like before you understand it. But then it's something that you just are. And then it's something that you just emulate. And it's just something that you carry out with your representation, but also the example that you're setting. We're all here to set an example because we want to be more of service to people, right? We want to be of service to people because people go throughout their childhood. They go throughout their lives. They go through college, and they go through so many different paths. You know, rather they're having a dark night of the soul, or they had a dark path, but then they find the light. And everybody on this earth plane, rather they're a Christian, rather they're a musician, everybody has a path on this earth plane. So my path isn't the only way, but it's your journey, and you have to think about it in that way. It's the path that you're laying before yourself and walking in it and standing in that alignment and in that truth, because you want to be that essence. You want to be your own source of creation. And it's funny, for years, I never understood why I even said God source energy, because I love the sound of it. But I knew that it was saying that I am a genuine source of energy. So when you say God source energy, you're saying I am source energy. And that's the illusion to see through, is to see that we are the representation of the human individuation of God source energy. So, and another thing that my guides and my higher self and God told me to say is to not take yourself so seriously. We don't have to take ourselves so seriously. And in some of my videos where I'm promoting classes and stuff like that, I wasn't really taking it seriously. I was just trying to make it fun and playful and imaginative and childlike. And sometimes we have to do that, because sometimes we can be such an adult. We can be so serious. We can think of all these things to be serious about and worry about. But then that's actually a false narrative and a false identification of yourself, because you're identifying with something that doesn't allow you to be happy. So anything that doesn't allow you to be happy, don't suppress your happiness, and don't suppress your emotions either. And another thing that I was pondering within my heart, it was funny because I titled this video different because I was trying to go live during the day. But it was called Allow the Creation. And then my team kind of came in and was like, no, it's being the creation. And that just literally was like a mic drop. It was like, wow, that's so powerful. It's so transcendent. That's so amazing. Because it's selfless. It's not selfish. It's selfless. Because when you're being it, that means you are it. And the spiritual journey is the most selfless path to take, because you literally have to go with it. You can't quit now. If you've been on the path more than 5 years or 3 years, like I have, which will be 4 in like a couple of months, you can't stop now. You have to keep going, and that's one of the things that always kept me going. And one of the things that I always heard a message was to always keep doing what you're doing. As simplistic as it sounds, keep doing what you're doing, keep trucking, don't stop, don't give up, and just become the creation. And I know that's so simplistic, but some of you are listening to this right now and you're like, wow, that's powerful. Because it's not coming from a sense of technicality. Sometimes we need that within our messages. But sometimes your guides, your higher self, and God will give you a message that's so simple, but it will reach somebody and it will literally transform their heart. It will literally be so impactful and change them in so many different ways that they won't even be able to see straight, because they'll just get that hit of enlightenment and it'll be like a sonic boom within themselves, and they'll be like, oh my God, because that's how it should be like. That's how we should be like. We should all be drunk with ecstasy, with bliss, with energy. It's not like a literal drunk, but a drunk that is kind of like, because some people make this post on Facebook where they're like, oh, I'm the sober person at the party with a bunch of drunk people. And actually, when you're awakened, you're the one who's actually drunk and everybody else is sober and they're kind of square and they don't want to live life and be happy and be cheerful and kind of just go with their heart about things, because they want to be a realist and they want to be so serious and they want to act like an adult. And, oh, if I hear this opinion, if I hear this, or this guy has bigger muscles than I do, it's ridiculous. And it's kind of like we're the ones that's having this bliss state ayahuasca experience without even taking it, really, because some of you have ayahuasca in your systems like I do, and we're all playing, we're all imaginative and growing and expanding and just right. And that's how it should be. That's playful and it's beautiful to experience God in that way. And to just be simple and to be playful and to be imaginative and just become the creation. At the end of the day, if you can't say anything to yourself, just say, I will become the creation no matter what. That can be your affirmation and mantra every day when you wake up. And just enjoy yourselves, enjoy your lives, enjoy the experience of source energy and meditation and community and just your lives in general, and go your own way. That's the greatest advice that anybody could ever give you, is just to go your own way. So yeah, also we're getting to the meditation. We're going to be doing a meditation, and also I wanted to make the announcement again, because I know that some of you are on here. I have appointment packages. So for 2 appointments for, I believe, $100 for 2 appointments, and then $140 for 3 appointments for hour sessions for readings, healings, activation codes, downloads, and then $180 for 4 sessions. So I have appointment packages, and I also have a psychic class that's for $100, like 3 days worth of content, depending on how many people I get. And also for my regular appointments, it's 1 hour for $70, $60 for healings, activation codes, downloads, and 30 minutes for $40. So I have kind of like things going on. I am moving in like 25 days. So just know if something happens and I am unable to get back to you guys about that stuff, just let me know. Because I know sometimes things happen. You guys have life, I have life, and I'm going to be moving back to Florida. So I really just wanted to touch base with you guys, and I just wanted to be thorough with you. And sometimes it's hard to get all that out in a live, and I have to kind of like think about, adding that stuff in at the end of the live, because I have to carry on the meditation and I have to carry on the message, but then I have to squeeze that in as well. So you guys know now, and we're going to do the meditation. So if you're coming in, feel free to book private sessions as well, guys, but we're going to do the meditation. And just take a deep breath. And relax. And just find your center. And just find the presence within yourself. Know the parallel realities within yourself. And we'll make the first step by allowing, and then transmuting, and then having that realization that we can become the creation itself always. That we have that choice to have that spark, to have that aliveness within us, to become the power here and now, to feel it within our hearts, to feel it within everything that we do, everything that we touch, everything that we're experiencing, and everything that we're developing. But the one thing that keeps us in check, that keeps us aligned, that keeps us within that power is the understanding that we can become the creation, the meditation, the gratitude, the new vibrational attitude, and also just finding simplicity within the complexities. And just feel how that is a mic drop when you do that. It is an absolute mic drop because you're making a statement. You're changing the explanation, you're changing the experience, and you're changing circumstantially and also metaphysically, and putting up this protection grid over yourself and just saying, no, I do not want that in my space. I do not want that in my life. I know my energy, I know my power, and I choose to stand in it. And I choose to reflect the Oracle of Love, Light, and Wisdom all the time. It is done. I place my desired reality in the present so that I can let go of the past, so that I can be a part of the future. And this allows you to take the focus off of distortions, negative thoughts, and all the ties that you have to certain energetic bondages that you don't need anymore. But it's a form of transformation. It's a form of elevating the energy that is present. And you just seem to open up even greater within yourself. There's a vulnerability and a stillness, knowing your awareness, and knowing that you have the power to just become it. And to just give your life to God infinitesimally. And you see that this is the fountain of youth. You see that this is leaving your mark. And you see by making this step, this quantum leap, into something very new, and you're just leaping into the unknown. And it feels a bit uncomfortable at first. But then once you let go of the fear or the anxiety of it, and you don't even think about that, and you don't even sense that or tap into it, because you know what you need to be tapping into. And you just feel that sense of release within yourself. Because now there's a complete polarity of positive and negative, but also a balance of the masculine and the feminine, and also with the light and the dark. And whenever there's balance within your life, there is a comfort there. There's safety and security. And then this allows you to not feel alone anymore. But this allows for the truth to be channeled through you. And this generates the belief that supports you. The faith that builds the strength inside of you. And the awareness to know oneself once again. So that there is a firm obedience within yourself. There is this majesty that's placed there. And there's just this activation within yourself to know that at any given moment, that if you say it, if you tap into it, if you imbibe it, and you become it, then it is fully installed within your hard drive. And then literally you become the declaration of free will. Because the will has been installed inside of your hard drive. And then this allows for acceptance. To become whatever you want. At any time, at any given moment, in any circumstance, experience. Which generates the individuation that you have been seeking for. So in this moment, as the meditation is coming to a close, just become the God manifested in human form. Be the faith, be the security, be the power within yourself, and just be the truth, the way, the love, and the light of the Oracle, now and forever. And so it is. That seemed very beautiful, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. And also, I wanted to make last announcements again. I have to always repeat myself all the time on these lives. So if you're on the live feed and you hear me repeat myself, I have to. So I have a psychic class that's $100. So if you want to take part in that psychic class, it's 3 days worth of content, tapping into nature's frequencies, law of subtraction, whatever arises, healing, no matter what it is, really. Also, you can book private sessions with me, 1 hour for $70, $60 for healings, activation codes, downloads, and 30 minutes for $40. And also appointment packages, guys. So it's 2 appointments for $100 for our session for readings, and then $140 for 3 sessions for 1 hour. Healing, activation codes, downloads, Akashic records, and readings on top of that. And then the 4th one would be $180 for 4 appointments. So I know at front that seems like it's, a lot of money, but you're getting 4 appointments with that price point. So for like 1 appointment, you're getting like 2 or 3 appointments. So it's something that I thought I should do, and it's something that's been on my heart. And also, if it's a month down the road, and I'm moving in a month, so if we have to communicate, we'll just have to communicate. So I wanted to go live. I felt like I needed to. I was just getting off of 4th of July, and the simplistic message is just being yourself, being authentic, being true to the core, and not allowing the interferences, not allowing the other stuff that's trying to come in, not allowing your power to be zapped away from you. And if you're aware of it for a moment that's happening, just be like, no, wax on, wax off, just literally throw that in the trash. And I've always said this on all my lives, and I'll probably say it again. I have catchphrases and things that I repeat all the time. So put everything in a ball of energy and just send it back to the sun. Everything that you don't like, everything that is not of your nature, everything that tries to pull you down, just put it in a ball of energy and just blast it to the sun. That's all you have to do. It's very purifying, and it's just a form of letting go, and letting go is beautiful. But becoming the creation is just a total 360. It just puts a tilt on it that most other affirmations don't do. Because I always talk about allowing, and I always use that word, it seems like. I used to watch my old TikToks, and I would say allow all the time, because it's a powerful word, but being it, imbibing it, knowing it is something that just transcends it all. So also, guys, don't be afraid to book private sessions. And I want to thank you guys for the meditation. God bless. Thank you for 6,000 likes. You guys were amazing. Also, I'll probably be going live the next 2 days. And also this weekend, I forgot. This weekend, I'll be doing reading, sealings, activations only for $20. So I have Cash App and PayPal. So if you guys want to take that on as well, I'll be going live this weekend doing evening readings. So if you want readings, sealings, activation, Akashic records, anything that your heart desires, do that, because it's only $20, and then you can receive right then and there, and we can have some sense of community and stuff. So that's enough of the announcements. So I'm going to actually get off of here. So thank you guys so much. God bless. Namaste. Thank you for taking part in the meditation. And also, I'll be posting this on YouTube and all the other stuff as well. So God bless. Namaste. And you guys have a good one.